Greetings, family, and welcome to another episode of Ask Dr. Mumbi. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray, family, that you are very well in absolutely all your ways and that you're moving into living life very much in your own storyline, in your own timeline, family, that you have disconnected from his story and at least connected either to my story, which means your own story, or our story, family. This is the age of information, so there is so much available to you, and the truth is the only thing that can make you free. That's the only thing. No person, no nothing is coming to rescue you. You have to do it yourself, and you have to do it through your mind and through your heart, family. Special shout out to everyone that supports us on Patreon and sends us love donations through PayPal. We appreciate, love you so much. And if you're looking to relocate to the motherland, definitely be in touch. We have a relocation consultation service, and you can reach us on mumbi.saraki@gmail.com. A lot of you have been asking me to talk about what I think is going on in New Jersey, where, in case you've been under a rock somewhere or just living your best life, there's these drones. It's been like a drone show or an UFO or whatever above New Jersey, where thousands of residents reported seeing these unidentified, flying objects, UFOs. That's what we used to call them before. And they recorded them and they filmed them, and they were literally, the size of, I don't know what they were saying they were the size of, but they looked like drones, family. And it's funny because the government of the divided states has been in a lot of secrecy. They're not giving any explanation of what it could be. They're the ones who even put the label of drones on it. I think they were even talking about how, these things were coming out of the ocean and appearing over New Jersey in a certain formation. And people said it looked like they were looking for something. And so there's been a lot of panic, a lot of confusion. Is this Bloom Beam? Because, guys have been waiting for Blue Beam, the Blue Beam project. If you don't know what that is, please go ahead and do your research. It's all about how they would use the technology they have right now to create a false alien invasion or a false Christ return by deceiving. You see these two eyes? By using these two eyes to deceive those ignorant amongst us and hope that the ones who are ignorant amongst us would be the majority, so that their false reality comes to pass and people fall into another timeline loop of, like, the false messiah or whatever. So, and others were saying it could be rogue AI that has, developed a consciousness of its own or a mind of its own and has gone rogue. But what was interesting to me is that Trump was asked during a recent press briefing what he thought it was. And he said, he didn't understand why the government was having so much secrecy and they weren't just coming out and telling the people what was going on, because they knew exactly what was going on. And that statement has kind of stuck with me, family, because I really think this is some kind of false flag event. Let's not forget that we started off this year with the whole Miami incident where people said they saw, remember, those 2 meters tall or whatever aliens walking around, and then over 100 Miami police cars, remember, were seen outside that mall, and then they totally debunked that and said that wasn't true and all this stuff. So now it's funny and ironic that we're ending off the year with these, is it drones, is it foreign military operation? And the fact that Trump said they know but they're not telling the people what it is what makes me believe that this is something that is within their control. It's either something, maybe not even in their control, but it's something that they have manifested. It is something that they have created. And I really don't think or feel that it has anything to do with aliens, family. I think all of this is man-made. And what surprised me is, if this is all man-made, then the whole thing we were expecting from the Bloom Beam project, we may actually be extremely surprised the kind of light show and dramatics that may manifest themselves, family, when they do the Bluebeam project. And the interesting thing is, I was looking at someone that I follow on TikTok, and he actually, was kind of trying to see what Chat GPT and everything was saying it was. And long story short, the AI thought it was AI that had gone rogue, and that had now, was now operating on their own instructions and not the instructions of either the military or the government or whatever. These are very, very interesting times, family. Remember, I told you the God of their world is coming into position. And I told you their new God. Please look for that video. I'll try and attach it to this one. Where I think it was at the beginning of the year where I told you they were getting ready to reveal their God. And their God was literally artificial intelligence, because they were feeding the artificial intelligence with so much knowledge, information, and then just how it was able to gather information. I think they say something like the current AI reinvents itself, or renews itself, or become like expands every day or every half a day or something like that. So it is something that is growing extremely fast. It's like they created a monster that they can't control. It's beyond their own intelligence. So for them to actually think they can control it is super, super interesting, family. And all I know, all I know is that not my show, not my monkeys. Literally. What is happening is something that shows you that as we move into 2025, which is the year of completion of this matrix, number 9 is the number of completion, and as we move into the year of the serpent, if you are not mentally and emotionally sound, then Babylon, Rome, who is the master of confusion, who is the author of confusion, is gonna do a whole lot to confuse you into making what is false real and making what is real false. So you really need to have a spiritual inner over and understanding, family. You really need to understand what spirit looks like, what the ancestors look like. And the only way to do that is to have this first eye open, because these two eyes are the greatest deceivers. And especially because you've been trained how to look and how to see things through the movies you've watched, through the TV you've watched, through the trauma you've absorbed through these two eyes, through the news and the stories and everything. And so if your spiritual eye is not stronger than your physical eyes, then you will fall for the antiques and confusion and chaos of Babylon. And the reason you really want to avoid that as much as possible is because you'll be in the same boat as a lot of other ignorant people. And this is by design. They want to literally capture your life force energy so that they can use it either to try and pull humanity or a certain percentage of humanity into another time loop, into another time trap, into another false matrix for another God knows how many hundreds or thousands of years. And because we're slowly coming out of the matrix of Babylon, but we're still in the matrix of Babylon, Babylon controls. If you have not opened your spiritual eye, then Babylon is still controlling these physical eyes. And because Babylon has hidden so much from you, because their power came from secrecy, then they can show you anything with these two eyes. And it will shatter you, family. There was so much panic and confusion. And the thing is, a lot of people, what's coming to mind is all the movies they've seen of alien invasions, which is all by design. Because let me tell you, the beings that people are waiting for, the Christ, the gods, whatever you want to call them, family, they're already here. And they're already physically visible to those whose spiritual eye is open, because they're hiding in plain sight. And the only way you can tell who they are is through the counsel of your spiritual team, who will tell you, yo, there comes a reptilian hidden in plain sight, or there comes an angel, or did you know she's a god? She has the powers of, solar powers of the universe. There's a Christed one, because we're all here now. But if you've been taught to look with these two eyes, an angel may come into your midst. The Christ himself may come into your midst, and you'll have no clue. So protect your gates, family, your eye gates, your ear gates. Elevate your mind, elevate yourself, stay in a high vibration. Don't be so curious about what is going on in this world. Invest more in discovering who you really are and what is your purpose of being. And if you do that, and you concentrate on disentangling yourself from the Babylonian narrative, then you'll know exactly what it was in New Jersey. You won't need them to tell you. Because if they say it's aliens, then are you going to believe them? Are you going to live in that lie? Because one thing I know is Babylon is not going to tell you the truth of what is about to emerge in 2025. But they will take every opportunity they can to make whatever confusing thing that comes into this world, whatever magical or mystical thing that comes into this world, they will do whatever they can to take advantage of that, to try and place a label on that, and still try and control a narrative that is no longer in their hands. So whenever you see these major events, family, these are those false flags. Be very, very aware. Anyway, special shout out to everyone that supports us on Patreon and sends us love donations through PayPal. We appreciate, love you so much. There's an amazing gift for you in the mail. And we've been getting a lot of emails lately from people wanting to collaborate with us or to help them promote stuff. You can always advertise on our channel. mumbi.saraki@gmail.com is where you can reach us. But for now, we are not looking for to collaborate with anyone who has not supported the Dr. Mumbi Show, either through PayPal or Patreon, just to save you the email, family. But we wish you all the best with your future endeavors and plans. I've been getting a lot of emails of people wanting to build bridges between the African Americans and the Africans and Kenyans and wild. Unfortunately, family, we've been here talking about that for 7 years, and the time has now run out. But if you're looking to relocate to the motherland, we do have a relocation consultation service, and reach out, mumbi.saraki@gmail.com. Tuko pamoja. To all the dispossessed youth of Africa, for perpetuation of communion with ancestral spirits through the fight for African freedom, and in the firm faith that the dead, the living, and the unborn will unite to build the destroyed shrines.